Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel, Earth Angel Tarot. And in today's Isis Unveiled reading, we will be taking a look at what is currently blocking you. Okay. And so these are the three cards that wanted to come out for this reading. So go ahead, take a look at them, see which one calls out to you the most. And as usual, I will put the image up for a couple more seconds. That way you can see which one of these images resonates with you the most, and whichever one does, that is going to be the pile that will have messages in it for you. All right, so happy picking. Hello to those of you who chose pile number one. So this is your image. All right, and the message is Spirit of Isis. Okay, this message has actually been coming up a lot for the readings, but it says, Beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspire action until the impossible happens. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. Let her inspire you. Believe. All right. So, like I mentioned, this particular card I feel like has been coming out a lot. Okay, so maybe some of you are still being drawn to this image when you do see it show up. So the message here is to not give up. Okay, so for whoever this is for, all right, part of your blockage is you currently feeling like you want to throw in the towel, okay, because maybe things aren't working out in the order or in the process that you would like, okay. So the message is for you to just keep pushing through, okay, and never giving up on what it is that you are inspiring to do, okay, even when all feels tough, all feels rough. Continue to push through. All right, it's the message that I'm getting with that card. But let's take a look and see what other messages has come out for you. All right, and you guys have healed through art. Okay, and it says express your shadows in art and let healing unfold. Creativity and expression. All right, so what I'm getting with this is a lot of you have closed in emotions. All right, you're not allowing yourself to heal in one shape, form, or another. All right, there's a lot of trapped in emotions that you guys are holding on to. All right, you're not expressing yourself as if like how you would want to express yourself in whatever way that is for you, okay, whether it's through job performance, whether it's um, showing up as your best self in your relationships, in your friendships, all right. And it's because I feel like there's a lot of close-in emotions and burdens that you all are holding on to, and I'm picking up like a 10 of Wands type of energy, okay. It's almost like you guys are trying to heal on your own, all right. So you're not letting others in on what it is that could be currently bothering you, okay. It's like carrying the load and carrying the burden by yourself is what I'm getting. But with the Spirit of Isis card coming up, remember the message is to not give up. Okay, for those of you who have a creative ability, okay, this is the call for you to feel inspired through your creative artwork, through creative projects, whatever that is going to help you to kind of unleash and release emotional baggage. Okay, it's what I'm getting. Creativity for you now is going to work really well as a form of expression. Okay, it's going to be a healing mechanism for you is what I'm getting. So if you're someone who's not artsy, that's fine. You don't have to be a pro to be someone who's artsy, okay. It's as simple as I know, you know, they nowadays they have like these jump adult quote unquote, they call them adult coloring books, right? So something as simple as that, coloring, drawing, or you know, anything that's going to help you to kind of get out of your head is what I'm getting. Get out of your head and just allow for your emotions to flow. Um, in a more natural way. Okay, is what I'm picking up. Um, so that is going to be a form of a release for some of you. If you're already into that, if you're already an artsy type of person, that's fine. And if not, like I say, you don't have to be like the best artist in town or in the world to like use it as a form of healing. All right. So it may be something that some of you may want to consider tapping into. All right. And then you guys have addiction. All right. And it says compulsive need, despite negative consequences, get support in therapy, healing, liberation, and support. All right. And what I just got for this is that this form of healing therapy that you guys are being called to do is going to replace some type of addiction that some of you may currently have. Okay. I'm getting that a lot of you are like running away from the problem rather than tackling it head on. Okay. And keep in mind, addiction does not have to be in the form of drugs and alcohol. Okay. Addiction comes in many shapes and forms. So some of you may be addicted to shopping because it fills that void. Some of you may be addicted to eating because it fills that void. So addiction doesn't necessarily mean substance abuse. Addiction can be, a whole host of different things. All right. So that's why you're being called to express yourself in a different way. All right. Because right now, what you're doing, is you're replacing those trapped emotions with those addictions. All right. And it's soothing you for the moment, but it's not giving you a permanent fix. Okay. It's just giving you a temporary fix, which is what addictions they do. They give you temporary fixes until it's time for you to indulge again, but then you realize you're just in the same repetitive pattern going nowhere. All right. So in your mind, that could be what's helping you to not throw in the towel, um all the way, right? Because that impulsive addiction that you may have kind of like keeps you afloat. All right. But spirit is saying for you to channel different ways of expression. All right. Heal through art. Okay. And most of you, well, maybe I don't know how many of you would be, but I am picking up someone who has artsy type energy, someone who's creative. All right. But they're kind of putting it on the back burner, right? Because they would rather indulge in other activities, all right, because it's a quicker fix, so to say. All right. And you have a mocking shadow. All right. And it says, make fun of others, sarcasm, ridicule, taunts, insulting tease. And it says, no matter how badly people treat you, never drop to their level. Take the high road. All right. And this mocking shadow kind of ties in perfectly with the addiction, right? Because it's all essentially a cover up. All right. So even when you point out other people's flaws, it's just a cover up to negate them and yourself away from your own flaws. All right. So it's like I'm getting like someone who's like very wounded emotionally, right? But in order to keep the attention off themselves, or in order to stray away from acknowledging it, they would rather do things that temporarily fulfills them through addictions, right? Or they would not even temporarily, but they would prefer to point out other people's flaws. All right. So spirit is saying that this is what's blocking you right now because you need to heal on the emotional level. All right. I'm getting traumatized. Some of you may be holding on to traumatized experiences, right? That's kind of keeping you in this shell and keeping you in this repetitive cycle of not being able to cleanse and free yourself because you feel like as long as you're getting your temporary fixes, then everything's going to be all right. But spirit is saying no, that's actually what your blockage is. You need to heal and recover, okay, on the emotional level, in the same way how you're mocking, for those who this apply to, um, or the same way you're pointing out flaws in others, they want you to acknowledge them in yourself. All right, learn how to express yourself in a more creative manner. All right, they want you to take this finger that you're pointing and turn it around. All right, because it's all a cover up, is what I'm getting, and it's not allowing you to truly, authentically heal. All right, it's not allowing you to truly and authentically heal. I'm getting to take a good look in the mirror. All right, and whatever flaws you do have, don't be ashamed of them. All right, because they are meant to make you stronger. They are meant to make you a better person. We have to take the good with the bad in our human form. All right, we have to acknowledge the shadow self. We have to acknowledge those things about ourselves that needs to be fixed. We have to acknowledge those things about ourselves that challenge us to be a better person, and we can't run away from it, and we also can't put the blame on others. We have to take accountability, is what I'm getting. So for this pal, there's accountability that needs to be taken for the emotional healing that needs to be in place. All right. Spirit is saying is let your creative side show. In those times where you feel like you want to indulge in temporary fixes, turn to something that's going to lead to a more permanent fix for you. Okay. Healing through art. Let your creative side show. Learn to express yourself in a different form and in a different format. All right. And then you guys have the tribe. Okay. And it says new people will be entering your life to bring you love and support in the physical. And it says community, friends, social, and soul family. All right. And for some of you, what I'm getting with this is some of you may actually need a support group. It's like you're trying to, like I was telling you, I was picking up the Ten of Wands energy, like you're carrying this load and you're carrying this burden all by yourself. Some of you may actually need a support group, okay, to help you to unravel those hidden emotions, okay, to help you to release those hidden emotions, okay. And with the tribe, this support group could be you joining an art class, or you joining something that's going to allow you to be more creative and expressive. All right. Joining some type of support group. Okay. And for those of you who may have, addictions, okay, and I just got gambling. Gambling can be an addiction too. Okay, so some of you might consider joining support groups for any of the addictions that are attached to you. All right, because if those are only temporary fixes. Okay, I keep getting you're dealing with temporary fixes and you're not getting down to the root cause of the problem. Okay, it's like you're trying to negate everything away from who you are. All right. It's like you don't want people to see you for who you are. All right. You don't want people to take the good, bad, and the ugly, and neither do you want to take the good, bad, and ugly. So there may be some support that is needed, okay, from the outside. All right. Like I say, support group, community building, whatever it is, that's going to be like I get a shoulder for you to cry on, right? So this could be show up in the form of friends and family as well, right? Maybe you have a support group that's trying to make you aware and bring to light some of the issues that you're facing, but you're not acknowledging them because you don't want to acknowledge it, right? But this is the time for you to turn to the tribe, okay? Anyone who has been trying to support you or who wants to support you during this time, this is the time for you to do so. We're coming into a new year, 2025, and Spirit is saying this is going to be the year of release for you, pile number one. The year of release, all right? They feel like you've surrendered a lot leading up to this point, but now it's time to continue the battle and win the fight. Okay, it's what I'm getting. All right, and you guys have apathy. And it says, evaluate your present attitude so that you can pull yourself out of this rut. Yes, what did I say? And it says, negativity, boredom, aloof, dullness. Yes, It's almost like you guys, you keep yourself in this energy, okay, and that's your blockage. And it's like I can almost see, like, you know how when you're like trying, you're shaking someone and trying, like, telling them to like snap out of it. This is what your spirit team is doing for you. It's like they're like, you know, giving you a shake, like, come on, like, pull yourself out of it. All right, release the negativity, and the negativity that you guys are holding on to are attached to um hidden emotions that you are not facing, or that you're choosing not to face. Okay, they need to come to the surface, because right now is you're running from them. It's like you're pointing the finger at other people in order to not point the finger at yourself. I'm getting shame gaming, and it's not going to do you justice in the end. Okay, so this is what why your spirit team wants you to, like I say, snap out of it, right? Because right now it's like you're aloof and you're kind of just going with the flow with temporary fixes, because it's getting you through towards the next day, right? But that's as far as it's taking you, because then when the next day comes, it's like you do it all over again. All right. So they want you to find a different form of expression. They want you, and some of you, like I said, there may be a lot of creative people in this pile, right? You have a talent that you possess, but you're not, you're not putting it out there. All right. You're not working with it. You're not letting it be a form of release for you. Okay. It's like I said earlier, it's almost like you put it on the back burner. All right. So now let's see what tarot messages we have for you guys that want to come through. So thank you, beautiful beloved goddess Isis. Can you please provide more clarity for PAL number one in regards to what is currently blocking them? Yeah, so I'm definitely getting to like uh support group. Support group keeps coming up. So some of you, may want to consider that in whatever area of your life you feel like you need support. And I'm getting emotional healing. All right, there's a lot of emotional healing that is needed in this pile. All right, look at this. We have the Five of Cups. All right, so it's just like Five of Cups to me, it's like drowning in your own misery, right? It's like you rather just sit there and focus on and worry about what didn't work, or what didn't happen, rather than, taking a look at the bigger picture and seeing the other opportunities that surround you. All right. It's like this stuck energy. All right. It's like living in the past, not allowing yourself to move into the future type of energy. All right. And for you, it may be like, well, as long as I have these temporary fixes to get me through, then I'm okay. I'll still wallow in my misery, but I'll be okay for the moment, right? But at the end of the day, that's not solving the bigger problem. All right. And so this is why Spirit wants you to go ahead and take a look in the mirror. All right. Get the support that you need in order to help you to express and release emotions. All right. There needs to be a release of emotions so that you can get out of this stuck energy with this Five of Cups, dwelling in the past or dwelling on what didn't work, and actually move forward. Okay, evaluate your present attitude is what this card says. Okay, that's you looking in the mirror. Okay, it's not saying evaluate um, the attitude of others. Okay, it's not saying evaluate the situations. It's saying evaluate your present attitude, you. So that means taking a look in the mirror and addressing those things that you need to fix about yourself. All right, and we have the Knight of Cups, and with this, I'm getting to love yourself again. All right, let Spirit usher in the energy for you to love yourself again. All right, and I really got that, especially when I'm looking at this white horse in the background coming forward, right? It's like Spirit ushering in the right people, the right places, the right opportunities for you, the tribe, okay? The ones that's going to help you, get over whatever this is that you're currently dealing with, all right? And it doesn't, when I say that, it's not like something that you're maybe just dealing with in a physical sense. All right. And I feel like it's mostly in emotional sense. All right. And so spirit wants to usher in that fresh start for you, that new opportunity for you. All right. Um, I'm getting knight in shining armor, right? Like he's coming through, to help her to get out of this state, right? Help her to get out of this. And this doesn't have to be a male or significant other counterpart. I'm getting that this is spirit also, right? It doesn't only have to be in the human form, all right? But it will also be in the human form with the tribe coming up, all right? There's a community out there that's for you, all right? Whether that's friends and family, whether that's support groups, there's something out there for you that will help you to address these areas in your life right now. Pile number one. What else do we have for pile number one in regards to what's blocking them? All right, and we have death with rebirth. All right, and this is I like if you look at this image, I love how like the behind it's almost like this person who's wrapped in a veil, right? But behind it is this brightness and this like this sunshine. So I'm getting with this like it's time to let go of your old self and reveal the new you that you've been hiding for so long, right? That you've been hiding for so long. It's like you have to actually face. It's time for you to actually face things about yourself that you have been trying to avoid. Count number one. All right. It's time for you to let that go. It's time for you to look in the mirror. All right. Is what I'm getting. Because you don't realize that you are your own blockage right now. It's like it's like this mocking shadow is like very, very prevalent in this reading for me. It's like almost like, oh, don't look at me and my flaws. Look at what this person did. Look at what she did. Look at what he did. Like just, someone who just like keeps the attention off of them by saying bad things about others. All right. And spirit wants you to clean that attitude up. Okay. For whoever this applies to. They really want you to go within. All right. King of Pentacles. All right. Allow yourself to step into a more humble, grounded energy. All right. Someone, the King of Pentacles, someone who's grounded, someone who's at peace, right? Someone who's more importantly stable. All right. Allow the stability back in your life that you may be missing. Um, Pile number one. All right. And I almost pick up like a therapy type of vibes with this particular King of Pentacles. This and I was also pulled to the tribe card. So this could be, some of you actually taking the step to go and sit with someone who's going to help you to release stagnant, stuck energies. All right. That's going to help you with the healing process. It's like I you see there's like a library of books behind him and he looks almost like he's sitting in a therapist type chair, just there willing to help and lend a ear to listen to whatever who's in front of him has to say, right? So making them feel very at ease. So this could be some of you, actually taking the step to sit with someone, all right, so that they can help you um, to not judge. I'm getting to not judge yourself or to not judge others, okay, and help you to see that all that is a facade. It's a cover up, all right. It's all just a cover up because it's like a blanket. This is what I'm getting. Like you pulled a blanket over your true self and your true emotions, all right, because you don't like things about yourself, so you find those same flaws in others, and it gives you comfort to point those things out in others so that you don't have to point them out in yourself. All right, so let's see what other message we have. Look at this, and we have letting go. All right, letting go, pile number one. Letting go of fears, letting go of doubts, letting go of burdens is what I'm getting. Remember how I told you earlier in the reading, it's almost as if you guys are like holding on to heavy burden, like a burden that you've been carrying by yourself all this time, and your spirit team is wanting you to let it go. Okay, it's time to let it go and address um, different factors in your life that needs addressing. Okay, that's going to help you to heal and recover. All right, but let's take a look at what the letting go message is. One moment. All right, and letting go says everything we hold most dearly must eventually be released to make room for the new. Change is growth. Love expands when unbound. Yes, yes. So what did I say? Is there's like this like you guys have like this hidden emotion, right? That's trapped and it's not allowing you to love properly, right? So once you unbound it, all right, once you let go, then that's where your expansion comes in at. All right, pound number one. And it says eventually everything that's released is eventually to make room for the new. And we have rebirth here with death, rebirth. So it's like you have to let go of those things that's kind of been keeping you in a shell, all right, keeping you doing repetitive cycles, or going through repetitive cycles, doing repetitive behaviors that's not allowing you to heal nor grow. Pound number one. All right. Okay, so those are the messages I have for you. Really hope you enjoy. If so, please be sure to hit the like button as well as to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, my lovelies, take care and bye bye. Hello to those of you who chose pound number two. So this is your image. All right, and the message is talismans of potency. All right. And it says sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, bringing physical matter more deeply into light and life. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. All right. And what I'm getting with this is working with tools. You guys are good with working with tools that allow yourself to heal, okay? That allow yourself to receive, okay? So that's what I'm getting with that. But let's see what messages came up for you. All right. And it says the unknown. Uncertainty is the only certainty there is. All right. And it says surrender, curiosity, and faith. Yes. Um, and I feel like this ties in with the talismans of potency. And I'm almost getting a sense of you guys being afraid of your own power. Okay, it's what I'm getting. So you guys kind of put this wall up that causes blockages because you're afraid to kind of tap into that intuitive side of yourself. All right, so some of you may have wanted to dib and dab into the unknown, right? You may now just have started to get into spirituality, or acknowledging that there is more to this 3D world, right? Okay, and actually you're starting to open your eyes up to that, right? And there may have even been instances in your life where it was even more prevalent. For instance, like you may have got a gut feeling about something, or you may have had a hunch about something, right? And you were correct, right? And so little things like that is you using your intuitive abilities, right? That spirit communicating with you. And a lot of times, people, when these situations happen, people are just like, a little shocked, especially when they don't usually, they're not usually into things such as the spirit world, right? So they kind of like they're in shock that things are happening. So it's kind of like, I don't know why I'm getting like a force to be reckoned with, but it's kind of like you are kind of, it's like almost closing your eyes to certain things because you don't want to acknowledge the truth. Okay. And for some of you, it could be like acknowledging the truth about yourself, right? That you are this spiritual being with spiritual abilities and spiritual powers, right? And you, a lot of times you hear people, they know about this or they awaken to this at a very early age, so for them it's normal. And you may feel like, oh, because that didn't happen for you, that it's absorbed absurd, right? That it's not likely to be true, right? And especially if you've been living with societal norms your whole life, right? So it's kind of hard for you to kind of tap into that spiritual side of living, right? But you may be put in situations right now where you're kind of being, I don't want to use the word forced to, but there may be situations that has come up that has kind of challenged you to really look at things for what they are. Okay. And I'm getting like no more ignoring it. All right. No more trying to escape from it. No more trying to run and hide from it. This is like spirit, like tapping on your shoulder and saying, like, yes, you've been asleep for a long time, but now it's time to awaken to your spiritual abilities. All right. So this is you being called to tap into the unknown, especially if you have been wanting to dwell or I should say dib and dab into spiritual practices, right? So for some of you, this could be doing rituals. Some of this could be meditation practices, yoga, any of those things that is going to allow you to open up to receive from the spirit side. Okay, so your spirit team wants you to surrender to 3D living, is what I'm getting. All right, surrender to 3D living. Surrender to the thought that what you see with your eyes before you, that that's it, that's all. Okay? They want you to step more into your curiosity. Okay? Whatever's been tugging on you or pulling at the heel for you, they want you to explore that. But right now, I feel like a lot of you may have like this stuck type of energy around that, like I say, because it may have just hit you overnight, right? There may have been things that just like hit you overnight, and you may be someone who's just now awakening to their spiritual abilities, right? And you may feel like, oh, because it's just now coming and it's not something that you notice as early as a young child, that it's not fathomable, right? But spirit team is saying, yes, it is. And yes, you're not crazy. And yes, you have these abilities to work with. All right. Oh my gosh. Everything I just said, everything I just said, guys, spirit awakening. And it says, sit with your shadows. It's the way to enlightenment, intuition, spirituality. Like before I even pulled this card, like I didn't even know this card was here. I don't look at these cards until, I do the readings here on camera. And this is everything that I just said, right? Some of you are going through a spirit awakening. All right. And what did I say about meditation? And look how she's in this meditative, even yoga type pose, right? So that could be one of the tools that you work with to help you to help you align with the spiritual side of yourself. And I also was saying intuition. Intuition is a spiritual tool. All right. It's like trusting that gut feeling, trusting that hunch, and going with the flow of things. All right. Um, so yes, so some of you, with this being what is blocking you reading, some of you guys are not allowing yourself the freedom to explore, the freedom to be curious. All right. Some of you are not surrendering to your abilities, is what I'm getting, because you're still stuck in the 3D, right? And for us spiritual people, it's like we know, right? It's like an innate feeling that we have, right? But as much as we know, we have to acknowledge that there's an even greater portion of the world who does not know or does know but does not acknowledge, right? The spirit side, the spirit self. They take everything for face value. They take that this 3D world that we live day in and day out, that this is it. We live, we die, and that's it. They don't believe in things like reincarnation. They don't believe that their spirit may have been here 700, 800, 900 times learning life lessons. For them, this is a one hit wonder, all right, is what I'm getting. Their minds can't fathom the thought of the spiritual side of living. All right. And so you may now be being pulled on to awaken to that, to awaken to that ability about yourself. All right. So there you, like I was saying earlier, there may have been instances or situations or circumstances put in your life that has been put there for you to begin the awakening process. All right. And Spirit is saying, trust the process. Like I said earlier, they're saying you are not crazy. All right. You are not crazy for believing in what you're believing in, for wanting to dive deeper into the spiritual side, because you are a soul that has been here numerous of times. All right. It's just that your wake up may have taken a little longer than most. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that we awaken later in life. Okay. We just have to look at it as divine timing. All right. And then you guys have defensive shadow. Yes, this ties in perfectly. And it says an overprotective mentality, cautious, easily triggered, quick to protect. And it says have a willingness to lay aside your defensive tendencies so you can see situations clearly. Yes, it's almost like, it's like I'm picturing like this person closing their eyes and it's like, no, I don't want to believe, I don't want to believe, I don't want to believe, like in denial, right? So being defensive, and it could, in a lot of times when we're like this, it's not our own fault. It's just that how we were brought up, right? How we were brought up in our families, how we were brought up in society, in our school systems, like all these things that are in place to judge us, right? So that when the knocking does happen, right, the calling does come, we're on the defense about it, right? We're on the defense about it because we're afraid to acknowledge that part of ourselves, even though it's in our blueprint to do it. We're afraid to do it because we feel like we'll be judged, right? We feel like people will look at us weird because, in all actuality, people who believe in the spirit realm and things of the divine, and that this universe is, a massive playground for our souls to evolve, we're the minority, right? We're the minority. We're not the majority. It's more people who don't believe than it is of those who do. All right. So this is with this defensive shadow showing up. Spirit is asking for you to let your guard down. All right. I'm getting 9 of Wands type of energy. All right. Let your guard down so that you can begin to tap into the unknown, because it's part of your life journey. It's part of your soul's purpose. It's part of your soul evolution, is what I'm getting. Okay. So don't be afraid to tap into your curiosity. All right. If you've been slowly but surely awakening, and now you may be interested in, like I said, dipping and dabbing in little spirit things just to kind of put yourself out there, then don't be afraid to do it. You may be someone who's interested in tarot, right? Obviously, you're watching a tarot video. So you may be interested in picking up a set of tarot cards on your own and seeing how you yourself can begin to work with the divine. Okay, what type of divine tools can you use to help you to connect more with source, to help you to connect more to the divine? And Spirit is saying that is your calling. All right, it's what I'm getting. Talismans of potency. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field. All right, tarot cards are sacred tools of divination. Runes are sacred tools of divination. oracle cards are sacred tools of divination. So for a lot of you, this may be something that you may have realized that you are being drawn to or that you are being called to. All right. To get to start working with different spiritual practices. It's like a pulling on your soul to awaken to this process right here and right now. All right. Okay. And then you have fatal lure. All right. And it says, be careful using indirect tactics to get someone to say or do something you want. And it says, trap, bait, trouble, siren, temptation. All right. And the one thing about spirituality, okay, or working with the divine, you have to realize that with everything, there's the good and there's the bad. Okay, there's always a yin and a yang. So for those of you who are interested in um, diving into working with spiritual tools or spiritual objects, one of the things you have to learn is protection, how to protect yourself on a spiritual level. Because when you open yourself up to the spirit realm, you do have to know that there is an invitation for any and everything to come through, right? The fatal lure. So you have to learn different techniques and different methods that's going to allow you to be protected. Learning to work with archangels, learning to, uh, you know, have a little prayer before you're doing what you're doing, learning how to call in light and love. All right. So, this is one thing that I'm told to express for those of you who are thinking about tapping into divination. Okay. And you guys have solitude. And it says, you will find what you are searching for when you walk your path alone. And it says, lonely, reflection, single, abandoned. All right. And I love this showing up because this is you breaking free from what you have been taught your whole life. Power number two. This is you breaking free from those beliefs, from those thought patterns, um, from all those things that has, made an imprint on your life up to this point. This is you stepping into a moment of realization, step into a moment of reflection. All right. And that's what solitude is. That's like a form of enlightenment when you're able to really hone in and have a one-on-one with yourself. Okay. And have a one-on-one with your higher self. All right. That part of you that knows why you came down here. All right. Spirit awakening. All right. This is you getting in touch with that part of yourself. All right, through meditation, I'm hearing through journaling, through self reflection. Okay. And then we have fragmented, and it says, allow the pieces of your life find a natural flow and they will slowly fall into place. And it says, scattered, breakdown, falling apart. Yes, and I love this. This is just like what, like, you feel like you're being pulled in so many like different directions, right? You feel like you're just being tugged and pulled. It's like on one hand you feel this nudge or this pull to open up and invest into your spiritual self, and then on the other hand you feel this pull to stick with societal norms, right? Stick to your normal day-to-day living, and letting that be that. Like I said, most 3D mind state is we live and we die. That's it, right? We eat, we go to work, we produce, we do everything, day in, day out, same routine, same routines, and then we die, and that's the end of it, right? But you're being called to step out of those societal norms and tap more into your spiritual self. And your spirit team is saying right now it is going to be a huge revelation for you. It's going to be a huge eye opener for you. When you know and learn that you have the ability to manifest and co create with the universe, it is going to be something that you're going to be like, well, how did I miss out on this? Like, this whole time? Like, how have I missed out on this piece of the puzzle throughout my whole life, right? And that's because you've been fragmented, right? There's pieces like just everywhere. And now you need that moment of solitude to kind of help pull it together, right? Because right now you made with the defense shadow, it's like there's this wall up, and you and it's because you feel like, I know, like for me personally, like when you have these spiritual revelations and spiritual awakenings, it's not as enlightening as people think, because you have to realize you still live amongst people who don't. So you kind of feel like you're being pulled in so many directions, and you feel like you don't have the answers, even though spirit are giving you the answers. Is you like, do I want to acknowledge them? Do I want to, pay attention to them? Because you feel, scattered. So it comes to the point where you have to realize that spirit is working with you and not against you, right? So that's why they want you to allow for that to happen, okay? Because you're on the defense, and not, I feel like with that, it's not just saying you're on the defense in the sense of not allowing spiritual source to come through, but you may have like this defensive type of persona about yourself overall. And it's because of you being scared. It's because of you being scared of finding out the truth, right? Or allowing others to find out the truth about you. So there's just this defense mechanism overall, all right, about yourself. And Spirit is saying it is now time to let that guard down. All right. So then now let's see what tarot messages are going to come through. Thank you, beautiful beloved goddess Isis. Can you please guide pile number 2 in regards to what is currently blocking them? All right, lay your guard down. That's your blockage right now. Pile number 2 is what I'm getting. All right, let your guard down. And then too, I just picked up with this fatal lure solitude, like, don't allow for, remember how I was talking about societal norms, don't allow people to tell you like you're crazy, or that what your belief is inaccurate. All right, because then they just lure you to being stuck in a 3D with them. Okay, they don't allow you to have um this soul ascension moment or moments, right? Because they're in the dark. It's like they kind of want to keep you in the dark as well. We have the Hierophant. Look at this. This is like spiritual ascension in the way that you are now allowing yourself to see the light. You are allowing yourself to be guided, right? The Hierophant has to do with wisdom. All right. And I feel like this is source. If you see the light right at the top, this is source providing you that wisdom. And here's another person who's in the yoga stance. All right. So meditation may work great for you in order to allow that wisdom to come through for you guys. All right. Allow for insight and clarity to come through for you. Allow answers to be given to questions that you have about how can you ascend. All right. How can you ascend? And then you also have the emperor that jumped out. All right, how can you step into your own power? And look how he's holding the chess piece as if to say checkmate, right? It's like you've realized now that the world is in your hands. All right, not what society um puts out there for you to believe how things should flow and go. This is like you realizing that essentially you are the maker of your power that exists within. All right. You are the one who can bring it forth. You are the one who can manifest it. You are the one who can work with it. All right. But you have to believe, pal number 2. You have to believe. What else? Coming into wholeness again is what I'm getting. It's like I just got like your soul has been fragmented over many lifetimes. So this is not just this lifetime thing for you guys. You guys' soul has been fragmented in other lifetimes, which is another reason why you have a defensive shadow up, All right, which is another reason you may be afraid to tap into the unknown. That could be because in previous lifetimes that did not work well for you, that did not go well for you. So you're a little bit hesitant to work with that in this lifetime. For instance, you could have been someone who was a part of the Salem witch trials. You could have been someone that was I want to use the word scrutinized, but I don't think that's the right word. But someone who was judged for their faith and their belief, or persecuted, that's the word I wanted. Someone who was persecuted because of their faith and beliefs in other lifetimes. And believe it or not, we bring those fragmented pieces with us into this lifetimes, and that's why a lot of us, it takes a long time for us to awaken. We don't come in as pure, like when people are younger and they go through their awakenings. I would say that those are more innocent souls, right? They don't have all the baggage as someone with a fragmented soul, so they're more quick to the awakening process. Those of us who have fragmented souls and we've had so many lifetimes where things didn't go well, right? We're a little bit hesitant to awaken to those same potentials and abilities that got us in trouble the first time, right? So we're a little bit more hesitant to bring that part of ourselves out. um, but that is part of why, you know, all of that just came through. That is part of another reason why you are defensive. So it's a defensive mechanism that is conscious and subconscious as well. All right, and then you have the Ace of Cups that has come up. All right, healing of the heart. All right, this is a new opportunity for you. All right, you get another chance. Is what I'm getting from Spirit. You get another chance. All right. And I also get it. I'm getting in this lifetime, you will make things right. All right. Less persecution than the last. All right. And we have the Chariot. All right, so that you can go full steam ahead. All right, the Chariot is obstacles being removed. The Chariot is you having a clear vision of what's before you, the path you're taking, where you're going, right? And this is all a new beginning essentially for you. All right, so this, you tapping into your spirituality, is going to awaken a whole new version of yourself that's going to take you places. Okay, it's what I'm getting with the Chariot being here. All right, and then you guys have nature. All right, so nature may be a good source of healing for you all. So some of you all may like to take walks. Some of you may like to bike ride. Some of you may like to go on trails. Whatever that is, that is going to be a good place for spiritual attunement. Is what I'm getting. It's going to be a good place for spiritual attunement for you all. So consider places like parks for meditation, or just walks for clearing of the mind. All right. But let's see what nature says. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. All right, nature. And it says, immerse yourself in growing things, in wide open spaces, in rich loam, water, and sunlight. You are part of a greater whole, which is eager to provide the respite, the energies, and the inspiration you crave. Yes, just what I said. Nature is going to be a good place for you to receive enlightenment. Okay, for those of you who have been thinking about getting into a spiritual practice, or just, you know, wanting to kind of open yourself up, sure, smallly, what's slowly but surely, I'm like, what's the saying, slowly but surely, uh, include nature in the process. Okay, is what I'm getting. All right, pal number 2, this has been your reading. Really hope you enjoyed. If so, please be sure to hit the like button as well as to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, my lovelies, take care and bye bye. Hello to those of you who chose pal number 3. So this is your image. All right, and the message is the dark mysteries. And it says, the dark goddess calls you to her inner chamber, where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. Wow, I love the message in this card. All right, so you guys are being called to step out of your comfort zone. Okay, you are being tested right now, pile number 3, and you may have witnessed it. You may have experienced it. All right, and this test could have shown up in different matters for you guys. Okay, in the card, it says the test is for you to meet and release the fears within, all right, that has been secretly holding you back. And I love that the topic of this reading is what has been holding you back, because now we will get the chance to uncover what exactly that is for you. Okay, but this is definitely confirmation that something is holding you all back, and you are being challenged to acknowledge it and face it in order to receive the gift of freedom. All right, the gift of freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all of its forms. All right, so with that being said, I am interested to see, because this card is clearly calling out that you guys have blockages. So now I am interested to see what these blockages are for you all. All right, so let's see what we have. Ooh, we have anger. All right, and it says your expectations are not met, creating frustration. Express it in a healthy way. And it says release, growth, and a balance. All right, so you guys are frustrated. All right, you are frustrated because things are not where you want them to be. Things are not what you want them to be. All right, so it is causing a build up of frustration, okay, that you guys are releasing as a form of anger. All right, and part of your frustration I'm getting is because you guys are too afraid to step out of your comfort zone. All right, this is why the dark mysteries card is calling for you to not even calling, challenging you to acknowledge those fears that's holding you back. Okay, you can't put the blame on anyone else. It's what spirit is saying. All right, so that form of frustration that's showing up in the way of anger, you're being called to release it in order to allow growth to come in, and in order to give yourself balance. All right, but let's see what else we have. Resentment. Ooh, so we have it often festers, causing a desire for revenge. Let go of the past to find peace. And you guys have forgiveness, release, serenity. You guys are holding on to something in the past. You resent someone, something, and maybe even yourself for actions that you've taken in the past. But there's definitely some resentment issues that needs to be addressed. All right. I'm getting resentment of a parental figure. All right, some of you guys are resenting a parental figure. You feel as if they are the reason why your life has played out the way it has played out, and it has caused you to have this pent up emotion of anger inside of you. All right, and your challenge, pile number 3, is to find the peace and the calm in it all. All right. The challenge is to find the peace and the calm in it all. All right. You have to practice a form of forgiveness. You have to release these emotions of frustration and anger. Okay. Because right now it is a blockage for you. All right. It is holding you back. All right, and I'm loving how this is tying in perfectly, because what spirit is doing is bringing it to your attention. All right, and they're giving you to the challenge of working on your anger issues and working on your resentment issues. That is your key to freedom, is what they are saying. That is your key to freedom, pile number 3, to work through those things that has caused you to work out of a place and a space of anger, and that has caused you to work out of a place and a space of resentment. Okay, they want you to let go and release that toxicity. Okay, it's what they're saying. It's toxic energy for you, and it does you more harm than it does good. All right. So I'm getting, they're asking you, are you ready? Like they know you're ready. They know you're ready. So them asking you, are you ready, is in a rhetorical sense. They know that deep down you're ready, but yet you're not taking the required steps and actions, um, or putting your first foot forward in order to make the change. Okay. And you have the insecure shadow. All right, and it says lacking self-confidence or assurance, fragile, need reassurance, feel inadequate. And it says everything you need is within you and can handle whatever the world throws at you. Yeah, so all of this I feel like has caused you to be insecure. All right, you're insecure about yourself, which is what may cause the lash outs at other people. Okay, it all boils down to your own insecurities. And I'm getting childhood upbringing. And for some of you, this may not be on a conscious level. It may be something that is subconscious. Okay, you may feel like everything is fine and dandy and that you've worked through your problems, but essentially you have not. All right, whatever the trials and tribulations have been for you in the past, has led up to your own insecurities. Okay, but you don't know how to navigate them. All right, so it shows up in the form of anger and resentment at this time. Okay, and then you guys have a romance. And it says, love is flowing and hearts are opening. A love interest will start to bloom. Mutual love, love potential, courtship. All right, and what I mostly got with this card is love for yourself. Okay, love for yourself is what spirit wants you to acknowledge at this time. And I'm also getting, with the romance and the resentment, this could be also a relationship for some of you. Some of you are resenting your significant other. All right, some of you are resenting your significant other based off of your own insecurities. All right, but the message here is to open up your heart space and to heal and to forgive and to release, so that love can flow in for you all. All right, that's what your current blockage is. Pile number 3. All right. And I'm also getting, there's a blockage of romance because of your own personal dilemmas. All right. In order for love to come in and flow to you more freely, you have to allow yourself the healing to be done that is required and that is necessary. All right. And we have spirituality. And I heard turn to source. And it says your spiritual life is shifting and what worked in the past will no longer resonate. Faith, spirit world, medium, the occult. All right. And this is literally, I feel like I heard turn to source. All right. You don't try to have to heal all on your own, pile number 3. All right, turn to source so that they can give you the guidance to point you in the right direction, that's going to help you to recover, is what I'm getting. All right, and have faith that there is a spirit team that is backing you, that has your back. all right, that is constantly surrounding you, that is constantly watching over you, that sees these things that you go through, and they want to help you to heal. You don't have to do it on your own. All right. They want you to believe in the spirit world. They want you to believe in your ancestors. They want you to believe in your angels. They want you to believe in your spirit guides. That there's a whole spirit team there who can help you through these challenges, who can help you overcome the hurdle, the blockage that's allowing for love to flow freely through you. All right. Because I feel like the love is there, but there is the blockage that is preventing it from being expressed freely. All right. Um, Definitely some areas of insecurity. Okay. Definitely some issues of insecurity. And this is why you are being challenged to address these things about yourself. All right. Address these things about yourself. Let spirit bring them to the light for you. Let spirit bring those things to the light for you so that you don't have to continue to walk in darkness, so you don't have to continue to react and behave out of a place of anger and resentment. Okay, they're asking for you to give the burden, relieve yourself of the burden and give it to them. All right, call on your spirit team for guidance. Ask them how it is that you can recover. Ask them what steps can you take. And you watch out for the signs that they show you. Watch out for the opportunities that they give you in you doing so. Okay. But now let's see what tarot messages want to come out for you all. So thank you, beautiful beloved goddess Isis. Can you please guide the reading and show pile number 3 what else they need to know in regards to what is currently blocking them? All right. It's like I feel like you guys are you are wanting to live out of a place of love with this romance here that I'm looking at. But it's like um, the blockage of what you have internally is preventing you from doing so. All right. Let's see. We have the Magician. All right. And with this is I got put your power to use. Recognize that you are stronger than you realize. Recognize that if it's innate change that you want, if you don't want to live out of a place of anger and resentment, then you have the ability to not live in that place. You have the ability to manifest a different energy portal around you. You have the ability to use your resources, which is spirit. Okay, you have the ability to work with things that are put in place to help guide you out of the darkness. All right. But you're being challenged right now to face this part of yourself. Pile number 3. All right. The Fool, fresh beginning. Take that leap of faith. All right. And the faith word is even in the spirituality card. Take that leap of faith. All right. Even though you don't know where it's going to take you, even though you don't know where it's going to go, or where you'll end up, take that leap of faith for change. All right. These are 2 major arcana cards here. All right. Signifying that this is crucial energy for you to be working with at this time. All right. You are, I'm getting you are I don't know why I heard magical manifester. I mean, master manifester. Magical and master manifester, right? You can transmute these darker energies into something more positive, into something of more light and love. You have the ability to do that. Pile number 3. So don't talk yourself into or out of believing that you don't. All right. Look at this, guys. You have another major arcana. You guys have the Wheel. All right. You guys have the Wheel. Things working out, cycles ending. All right. I feel like once you address um, this area of yourself, pile number 3, this is when you're going to allow the fated changes that are in place for you to come through. And we have 10-10 here. All right, we have 10, 10 here. We have the 1 and the 0 with the Fool, and then the wheel itself, the Wheel of Fortune is 10. All right. So you guys are, it's up to you to usher in this new form of energy. All right. And the wheel is also about spirit ushering in that energy as well. When they see that you're taking the next steps, okay, when they see that you're walking away from the old version of yourself on an emotional level, right? Walking towards the new dawn of a new day. All right. Leaving that emotional baggage behind. All right. This is spirit ushering that new energy in for you. All right. Hope is what I'm getting. Have hope. Have faith. All right. You're not a bad person, is what they're saying. You have a good heart with a good soul, with the good intentions. All right. But you are holding on to some baggage that is not allowing for you to fully thrive. All right. That's causing blockages for you. So they're saying it starts within. It starts with acknowledging. Okay. They want they're saying, are you up for the challenge? Are you up for the challenge in order to receive the gift of freedom, of peace, of opportunity? All right. Are you up for the challenge of walking away from that emotional baggage? Okay. Cups are all about the emotions, the emotional self. Okay. Anything emotional. So they're saying, are you ready to walk away from that and give yourself a clean slate so that you can let go of anger and resentment that's causing insecurities about yourself? All right, that's causing insecurities about yourself. And since this 1010 showed up, I'm actually going to get my angel messages card because I feel like there's a message in that that wants to come through for you. So just one moment. Okay, so I have my angel messages card and I got the number 1010 and it says, I am patient. Okay, and it says, keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. Yes, what did I say with the spirituality card? They want you to acknowledge that you have a whole spirit team that has your back. This is exactly what I said. So they want to bring that to your attention that you have a spirit team there who acknowledges the traumas, the wounds, the things within you that needs to be healed, okay, in order for you to release anger and resentment. Okay, so they want to work with you and they want you to work with them. All right, in order for you to go through with the healing process. All right, in order for you to move towards a new day. All right, leaving that emotional baggage behind. Okay, and then you guys have nourishment. And then with this, I'm like, I'm getting like you recognizing the gem that is within, nourishing the mind, the body, the soul. Okay, nourishing your heart space. Look how like the heart space is illuminated, nourishing that heart space. And I'm trying to look to see. I felt like that was a clock, but I don't really know if that's a clock or not. But with that, I was going to say healing takes time. Healing takes time. But let's see what nourishment actually says. So we are what we eat, what we read, what we watch, what we listen to. Feed yourself with organics, affirmative stories, the highest ideals. All right. And that's just saying to remain positive. Okay, just like the 1010 says, keep your thoughts positive. So this is nourishing the mind, body, and soul, as I said. All right, nourishing yourself with positivity in a way that's going to be healing for the heart. All right, nourishing those parts of yourself that needs attention. So instead of ignoring them and instead of being in denial about them, actually taking that moment to heal the inner child is what I'm getting. Heal the inner wound, giving it the nourishment it needs so that you can recover from it. All right. This is the challenge that Spirit wants you to take. All right. They want you to take these actions in order to move on to the next phase in the next chapter of your life. All right. Okay, pal number 3, that has been your reading. Really hope you enjoy. If so, please be sure to hit the like button as well as to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, my lovelies, take care and bye bye.